completely different type of video. I never ever thought in my entire life of owning horses that I'd ever have to film this video, but sadly I am here today. If you follow my Instagram, you already know, but about 2 weeks ago we had a complete freak accident in the field. 2 weeks on, like I said, we now know both the horses that were involved are absolutely fine, thank God. It could have ended quite differently, let's just say. The vet came on the day, checked them both all over completely. They didn't have to do scans, but we said like just do anything to make sure they're okay. I think I'll quickly run through a brief story of what happened. It's not a day that I really want to go on about for the rest of my life because it was absolutely horrific. But yeah, so the ponies were out in the field. Perry goes out in a separate field, but Parsnip, Wally, Diamond and Foxy were all together. Obviously Parsnip's being cut now, so he can go to Diamond. But they're all out happy in the field, chilling, loving life. Then Wally and Parsnip got brought in to do some work. And they were gonna go do their little workouts because they're on their get fit mission. Me and my mum were in the field doing some fencing because my sister decided to do stuff with the ponies. So she brought them back up and let them both off. And Parsnip decided to get onto the back of Diamond. Got his foot caught on her tail strap. At that point, Diamond freaked out, galloped around the whole field. Meanwhile, Parsnip was completely flipped under her. She galloped over him. It was absolutely horrific. He was being swung in the air where he's like 150 kilos and she's half a ton. So he was completely battered, basically, completely. I really don't know how he's still here, and I really do mean that, and that's exactly what the vet said to me. So yeah, it was very, very horrible. Me and my mum were in absolute bits. Diamond then eventually stopped, thank God, and actually sat down, and we think she sat down to try and release him, but actually what she hadn't realised is she was actually sitting on top of him, which scared the life out of me because I thought, oh my goodness, Diamond's down now, she's done something, and Parsnip, this is not going to be good. So I go running over, and when I get there, Diamond's panicking, wanting to get away. So we had to really calm her down and hold her tight so she wouldn't move. And then I decided to have a look at Parsnip, and to see your little miniature wrapped round, tangled up with his leg in the air, caught up with her tail wrapped round his foot, cutting circulation to his foot, is horrible, really, really horrible. These little miniatures have only got tiny, fragile legs. He's only 2, Wally's 3. They've got really, really weak legs. To be honest, when I got over to him, I thought he was dead. I really did. I didn't think he'd be alive. To see how he was chased and battered around the field. Then my second thought when I knew he was alive was he's done his pelvis, he's dislocated his shoulder, he must have done something. Anyway, we panicked thinking we've got to call the vet, so I gave him some Domicell gel, which I always have on the yard and in the lorry, so I run and get that. Meanwhile, we're trying to cut him free from her tail, so we cut all her rugs off, and then I literally sit there and I say, you've got to cut her tail off because we're not going to get him free. Diamond was kicking off, Diamond was kicking out, and I thought she's going to get him in there. He was falling over because he's had his leg up here, and how long that hair was wrapped around his foot, it would have lost circulation. So I just said, cut her tail off, just cut the whole lot off, and make him free, and then we can worry about everything else. So that's what we did, and yeah, so Diamond's now left with a little tail, bless her. It's about this long, But the main thing is they're both still here because I really didn't think that was going to be the case. A massive lesson learned in a really horrible way, that the miniatures will now never ever go out with the big ones again. Because where he got his foot caught in, if the tail strap had actually broken, which if it was Perry, for example, it would have broken. But because he's only light, 150 kilos, that's nothing, it didn't break. And then she just went nuts. We've now got to find a different way to have Diamond's tail back. So we decided to have a little search online, and we found this absolutely amazing company called Show Pony Prep. The lady there has been so helpful, really helpful, explaining how we do it, sending videos to us,
pictures of other before and afters.
Yeah, so really helping us out, making us feel a little bit better, if that makes sense. Also, which was interesting to know, that this scenario happens, it's quite common basically, it happens often, which I never ever thought something like this would happen, but it does happen to a lot of horses, where they get their feet caught in their tail straps and it doesn't go well. So yeah, we're going to sort Diamond's tail out today. So we have ordered her a new tail, which is going to look very pretty. The last thing we did search up after buying the new tail, thank God, is that it takes 18 months, so nearly 2 years, for a tail to go back. So that sort of hurt me a lot. I was like, great. And she's got a lovely tail, like
Did
really
have
big
a tail.
She had a nice tail. But if a tail is all we've got to worry about, then that's fine. Right, I'm going to stop going on now because I feel like I've sat here for like
8 minutes.
8 minutes. Okay, we better get on.
Hello. There we have it, viewers.
Her rug's not looking very filming ready, is it?
She's been out in the field.
So I'm going to start giving her tail a very good brush, and then my mum is going to take over because
I've watched the videos.
Yeah, I'm not very good at all of this sort of things. It's going to be a bit of a trial and error video, but we will see. Hopefully it'll be okay.
If not, this is what we have.
Yeah. Poor little Diamond. I think she's
getting used to it.
She's starting a new trend. I'm also now going to comb it through, just because I sometimes find those mane and tail brushes don't always get all the knots out, and if my mum's got to plait, we might need to make sure it's nice and smooth. I am a little bit funny with brushing their tails. I do like to brush their tails quite regularly. So it came in this adorable little bag. I was very impressed. What's this, Diamond?
Oh.
What's this?
Oh, it doesn't smell right. I'm not
You can
really
make
sure.
it smell right, yeah? And
They come in different sizes as well, the tails.
what, different
Thicknesses, so you can have like a skinny one, a medium one, or
Oh, really?
an absolutely huge one. And Diamond had the most expensive, absolutely huge one because she's got an absolutely huge tail.
We've also got some linen thread here.
Plaiting thread.
To match.
Yeah, plaiting thread. Yeah.
And also this is a product that was really recommended, which is Main Event Well Gel.
Apparently you rub it into their dock.
Okay, which, do you want me to do that now?
Well, yeah. So you rub it into their dock and it encourages growth.
Looks like this. Oh.
That might happen.
That's
in a
one
minute.
expensive tail. She's like, oh, a little bum massage.
Yeah. Oh, I like it not very much. I like a little butter massage.
It smells like lavender. It's the best smelling bum around, wouldn't be good, Diamond. We're starting the new tail video now, so Mother here is going to explain.
So, having watched the videos, it says that you need to basically get to right to the dock in the tail. So, feel like the end of where the dock is. And take a bit that's right in the centre. So fortunately, because we've got some tail left, it means that we've got some that's going to go over the top of where the tails join in. You get enough for a plait.
Okay.
I've picked out my 3 bits of hair. Right, so twist that the right hand side that you've managed to get.
Yep.
Like so. Still hanging on to the other side of that plait. And then you thread that through the new tail. Oh, don't let go of it yet, Lil.
I haven't, don't worry.
So that is basically your new tail.
Oh
then
my
the rest
god,
of it
look
goes
at
over
that.
the top.
That's
And
brilliant.
then we might have to
We need to feather it out, so. Diamonds! Look at that! She's pleased.
So basically you then plait the remainder of that.
So not a small plait, just a normal size
Just a normal
plait.
size plait. Doesn't have to do anything small.
Your hands look really oily.
They are, because they had that stuff on.
That's a lot more easier than I thought it
So
was
to
gonna
about
be.
there. So basically band that in.
Okay.
Now you do have to then secure that better with the thread,
Yeah.
with the stitch. But what I thought we'd do first of all, Lily, is just to stand back and make sure,
Yeah, make sure it looks okay.
that that's where we want it to go. I think we just need to almost feather these bits a bit.
I think we need to feather it. I think because she's got such a thick tail, we just need to make it a bit thinner, and then you wouldn't even know.
So what I'm trying to do now is, because she's got such a thick tail, as much as it breaks your heart to do it, I'm trying to thin out her actual natural tail. So I'm holding the fake tail a bit so that it doesn't look quite so different, and it might feather it in a bit. So I'm using the solar rate just to try and, which I think is already
There's a lot on the floor.
already helping to blend that in a bit. And then we just try and feather these bits in slightly, but that's already better, isn't it, Lil? Right, so I think what I need to do is trim the fake tail.
Here you go.
Straight at the ends, because we obviously do ours straight. I'm not going to take a lot off the length, just in case we do have to pull it up and change it, but if I just make that straighter.
That's the most awful straight cut I've ever seen you do on a tail.
I know, but I'm only taking now I'm going to do the proper straight cut.
Oh,
I was just getting the straight ends off.
I think that would do. If you don't want any shorter than that, do you?
Happy with that at the end?
Yeah, that's fine. This is the final look of her tail. How amazing does that look? We've left it here not as feathered, just because we do actually want the natural tail to grow, so we don't want to take too much of the natural tail, but I think that is absolutely amazing. I will put a before and after picture on the screen after this, but I think my mother's done a very good job.
I think we're looking at it we know that she's lost some tail, and also this is curling over to the side because it's been packaged.
Yes, but yeah, I think that looks absolutely amazing.